And to use a cliche, the country, in some respects, is waiting with bated breath. South Africa's under-20 national team expected to arrive at OR Tambo International Airport at any moment now. Of course, Amajita beat Morocco 1-0 in Egypt. That was in Cairo specifically, with that spectacular goal from Mamelodi Sundowns Gomolemo Kekana. These are live visuals coming to you now from OR Tambo International, and you can see there in frame Banyaza Lesufi, the premier of the province, Hugo Bruce, the Bafana captain, as well as Desiree Ellis, who of course has captained the Banyana Banana national team. A befitting welcome in some respects. Simon Burke is our reporter with a close vantage point at that terminal. And Simon, if you're able to hear us, I think, of course, outside of seeing this welcome, the boys will also be very glad to see Hugo Bruce, Desiree Ellis, and the Premier present.
Absolutely, Ayanda. What a rush. You left with almost nobody except your parents and maybe some die-hard football supporters, knowing that you were away on assignment for Amajita in Egypt in the Africa Cup of Nations under-20 tournament. You win the trophy, you come back, and there you've got the national coaches, both national coaches, Hugo Bruce, Desiree Ellis, standing, waiting to be the first people you shake hands with as you arrive back in OR Tambo. I'd say job done. I'd say what a rush for these youngsters. Can you imagine the amount of emotions going through? They've been embarking on this journey to become professional footballers for quite a while, most of them playing in their 10, 11, 12 years old. They're now in the national team in the under-20 age group. They win a continental tournament. And suddenly, a lot of things are falling into place for them. A lot of dreams are being realized. And I suppose a rite of passage for South African sports stars is a welcome at the airport. When you've done something good, when you've done well away from home, and you come back to South Africa, to the arrivals hall, and the people are here to greet you. And we're waiting for the goalkeeper, Fletcher Lowe, the keeper of the tournament. We're waiting for Tylen Smith, the man of the tournament. He played his heart out. We're waiting for Kekana, who scored the winning goal. Shaquille April. We're waiting for Lazola Maku. We spoke to some of his teachers just a short while ago. These are players, these are young men with a lot of responsibility on their shoulders. Lee Jody Arshin, he's been dubbed as a player to watch in this tournament after his exploits. Everybody's going to be monitoring closely how their careers go. Youngsters who've come of age in Egypt, beating Morocco 1-0. First time in the country's history. And now the good and the great of South African football are stood waiting for them. They'll know they've arrived. They'll know they've arrived once they walk through these sliding doors and enter this. And I say it's a small crowd, but it's a vocal crowd. Typical South African supporters. They wear their hearts on their sleeve and they let everybody know to keep the positivity up, to keep all of the positive thoughts going, as they make sure that those that have achieved for the country know that they are valued. And these young men, these young boys have done just that. And the wait goes on, but it's getting ever nearer. The premier of the province and the national team coaches have assembled. That means that their arrival is imminent. They're probably just in a holding room waiting for everything to come together so that the coach, the captain, and everybody else can be led out. The coach, Neo Duncan Rapu. That's the captain. The coach, Raymond Ndaka. And what a job they've done. So the wait continues. They landed at 10:21 from Dubai, from Egypt via Dubai. And now they're home. And we'll see what their faces look like when they get through here and see this reception. Because as I say, they probably weren't expecting this. But when South Africa takes their sports stars close to their hearts, this is what happens. This is the territory that we are in. And so we will continue to keep you posted. These are the live visuals from the arrivals hall as the national team coaches wait to see the next generation of South African footballing talent.
Also worth, as we stay with your visuals and wait for their arrival, to kind of track what it's taken to get here. I mean, it took a 1-0 victory over DRC Congo in the quarterfinals, a 1-0 victory over Nigeria in the semifinals, and this victory itself, this final cup deciding match, also clinched with that 1-0 outcome. And so this has always really been a team taking it just that extra inch further to finally get to this point.
I think a lot of people are saying it was a workmanlike performance. It was the kind of performance you need to put in if you want to win a tournament like the Africa Cup of Nations, which is a long tournament. It's a soul-sapping tournament. It's one of those few continental tournaments where you are tested, where all of you is tested as a player, and where every one of these players who plays in the Africa Cup of Nations has the skill set, has those showboating abilities, has all of the flashy skills needed. But that's not necessary when you're playing in such a high-profile tournament. What is necessary is the ability to play as a team. And this is a group of youngsters that has proven beyond a doubt that they can play as a team, that they can front up to any challenge. They were put on the back foot immediately as the tournament started with a 1-0 loss to Egypt. But they kept their heads down and they kept getting the results. They got a draw against Zambia, they beat Sierra Leone. They did their part, and then when they got to the knockout rounds, it's just about who gets through. Win is a win. And here comes, I could see some of the players coming through now. As I say, there's a big impediment in the way. It's a big advertising hoarding. But from the one side, we can see the players coming through. So their arrival is imminent. And here I think we go. So let's listen to this. Let's watch and listen as our next generation of footballing talent gets welcomed back into the country. Having won the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time in South Africa's history, this is a big deal. And these are the players that we will become familiar with for years to come. Dare I say they will be achieving for Bafana Bafana for 10, 15 years to come. It's our next generation of talent. They've announced themselves and they are now about to step through the threshold and come home. Let's have a watch. I think we're getting the trophy ready, and there we come. Amajita, the under-20 national team, arrives back in South Africa, OR Tambo International Airport. They are greeted by the Premier, by the national coaches, Hugo Bruce, Desiree Ellis. Young men who have achieved. The next stop for them, September, the World Cup. But right now, drink it in. This is what it is all about, achieving for South Africa. They've got the trophy, they've got their gold medals. We're looking at Fletcher Lowe, Sifiso Timber, Neo Duncan Rapu, Siviwe Nkwali, Shaquille April, Kekana, Ashen, Vilakazi, Smith, Maku, Sabia. That was the starting 11 for the final. But many more. As you can see, that there's more than just 11 people in shot right now. That's because it takes a huge team effort. And this was a team effort, as the captain acknowledges. Hard-working youngsters, a credit to the youth of South Africa. A lot of young lives about to be changed forever, on a trajectory, on a path to professionalism. This stop, bringing home a Continental Cup, the AFCON Cup, first time in the country's history. It's a huge statement, forever going on their CV, something to remain proud of forever, part of an elite group, never to be forgotten. The captain, draped with the flag, and the trophy, and the hoist. Champions of Africa. Only the second Southern African nation to do it. They went north to Egypt. It's not an easy place to go. It's not an easy place for professionals to play football, let alone youngsters, let alone under 20s. Very difficult place to play, and they've achieved. Sundowns will be in the same stadium in 2 weeks' time, in the second leg of the Champions League. Can they do the same? Can they follow where Amajita have led at the stadium, the Cairo International Stadium? But right now they're back home in OR Tambo International Airport. We'll be getting ready for a press conference with the coach and the captain, Neo Duncan Rapu, Raymond Daka, as the squad at large takes it all in. Two of the brightest stars you'll notice in the shot, right at the back of the group, Tylon Smith, Fletcher Lowe. Two of these players made a huge impression on the world game. Announced themselves. I'm sure scouts all over the world, especially in Europe, are paying close attention to these players. And they're standing right at the back. Not looking for the limelight, not just yet. Not just ready quite yet, but the limelight has found them. And it's time that they need to take ownership of what they've achieved and drink it all in. Gold medals. There we go. And they come to the front now. Bringing with them goalkeeper of the tournament, man of the tournament, the cup itself. They cleaned up and all the awards associated with the tournament. And of course the gold medals. Danny Odon acknowledging the crowd as well. A huge achievement. 1997, we had a generation of players that couldn't get the job done against Morocco. They fell just short, but they went on to make huge careers for themselves. Benny McCarthy, Nomvete, Matthew Booth. Is this the team 2025 that can follow in those footsteps? Taking in the applause of the crowd, What a way to be welcomed back to South Africa after quite a long flight with a layover via Dubai from Egypt. What an experience. And the crowd shouting in the background, "We are proud, we are proud. Thank you, SAFA. We are proud."
And what a moment it certainly is. It's about 16 minutes after 11 o'clock. These are live visuals we're beaming to you from a relatively lively OR Tambo International Airport, at least the arrivals terminal. And in frame there are Africa's champions, Amajita, back home with that coveted trophy after the Africa Cup of Nations Under-20 tournament in Cairo. That's in Egypt. And what a sweet victory it is indeed. One that will certainly go down in the history books. The last time South Africa was in the finals, things didn't go very well. In fact, we're told this is a repeat of what took place in 1997 at the AFCON final, when it was Morocco that beat Amajita 1-0. And the script, of course, has completely flipped in South Africa's favor, which is why it comes as no surprise that Bangeza Lesufi, the premier of the province, is there. Let's listen in. It seems some of the players are speaking.
Achieved in the tournament. We got Tyler Smith, we got Fletcher Lowe, we got the captain with the trophy. These are the plaudits. It's what you get when you win the Africa Cup of Nations. Amajita, all the honors going to them. The players, the management, the coaches, they're going to go to the press conference area, just soaking up the last of the applause, getting used to it. This is their new lives as professionals. Congratulations. What do you have to say to South Africa?
We did it. We made history, and I'm so proud that I could have been a part of this incredible team. It's perfect.
You saved the team on numerous occasions.
I mean, if I can help us win, that's all I can ask for, and that's all what I try to do on a daily basis. To work with you. Thank you so much.
Well done. That was Fletcher Lowe. He's the keeper. He was voted safest hands in the tournament. Here's the man of the tournament, Tylon. A charismatic youngster. Tylon!
How does it feel being from engine to be an AFCON champion?
It's something else, like, I can't believe it, but like it is like this now. It's amazing.
Okay, thanks.
Tylon, the man of the tournament of all of Africa. Tell us how you're feeling.
I feel good, I feel blessed because this is an amazing gift for me. But this is the first of many, but I'm really grateful for this opportunity.
An incredible achievement for the team. Talk about your team, Amajita.
Top talented players. I love them all. Good players.
Welcome home.
Thank you, sir.
Humble youngsters who have achieved on the highest level. You couldn't ask for a better group of youngsters. Went about their business quietly, but they've come home and they've achieved everything. Here comes the Premier, the President of SAFA, the coach of Bafana Bafana, the Vice President of SAFA, Linda Zwane, and the players with their gold medals. excitement etched on the young faces. Bewilderment as well. Arriving, touching down, getting off your plane, and this is what you met with. Suddenly life has changed. And suddenly you've reached almost superstar status. And this is what's happening in OR Tambo. We're going to have to hurry now to get to the press conference area.
Fair enough, Simon Burke there. That's the voice of our reporter that you've been listening to for the past 20 minutes, doing a great job really of helping us capture, let's face it, that moment in history. Amajita, the continental champions, back on home soil after, of course, clinching that Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations Cup in Cairo in Egypt. It was a story of small margins from the quarterfinals to the semifinals right until the end. They won all those matches by just 1-0, with the winning goal scored only in the 70th minute. And of course, 2 other trophies added to that on their way back home. Goalkeeper of the tournament and man of the tournament from Thailand, Smith, who spoke to Simon Burke just a short while ago, expressing his love really for his fellow teammates, and who can blame him? As you've heard there from Simon, a media briefing is expected where I imagine we'll have a whole lot more of a controlled setting to get you the sentiments from these continental champions. As soon as that begins, we'll try to bring as much of it live to you here on The Agenda. Do stay with us.